So it's just going to call people. Let's clean my lens. Finger. Hello everyone. I'm just going to take you on a tour of my current exhibition at the Tower Gallery, and then I'm going to stop midway and I'm going to talk about some aspects of the work. So we've just seen the entrance, and this is all the studies. So this is all the collage, the watercolors, apart from that one, what I call my studio practice study, where I'm in the studio, I'm warming up my brain, and I'm just creating a practice to kind of stretch my brain and not just be using the same stuff, the same techniques, the same mediums all the time. So these are the studies that I've done. This is Yemen. This is when I had my first solo show. This was exhibited before it got damaged in a fire. And then I put it back together with gold leaf and put it in this gold frame. And Yemen is a Yoruba goddess, or Santeria goddess, and normally there's cowrie shells around her. So that's an older piece. And then we come to the COVID times, the work I did around COVID, and my grandmother's hands. And this, for me, speaks to my matrilineal line, like my mum her mum died when she was quite young, so I never got to know my grandmother. And this picture's got like a double meaning. It's also, it points to the grandmother I never knew, holding my mum, but also the grandmother that I never knew, that would be holding me or my siblings. So it's a speculative piece of what that would have looked like, and also points to the matrilineal line and things that are passed down from each generation through the matrilineal lineage. And then this is another study called The Call Bearer. And in Caribbean folklore, and it's not just Caribbean, it's Italy and some other ethnic groups, you would say, when you're born with a call, they called it born with a vow. You have kind of psychic perception. So it's normally when the amniotic sac, I probably pronounced it wrong, some babies are born with it intact. And that's when they're told to have special powers. So in this picture, she's got it feels like an energy around her. And that's what it is about. Although I've captured these in these images, this exhibition invites the viewer to come up with their own assumption of how they experience the work. And again, we've got Key of Life 1, Key of Life 2, and which points towards the sacred feminine has the keys of life. And that feminine energy, which is stillness, which is receptivity. Okay. And here we have my documentary, which is Windrush Voices, so it's different stories from the Windrush generation. So again, it's the women. Lots of women are featured. We've got one man in the film, but lots of women are featured, and it kind of relates to a lineage and heritage, points towards that. So it's quite nice that it's sitting opposite my grandmother's hands. So you have that relationship. So it's really fantastic that it's there. When we come here, we have the gathering, which has been sold, and that was just again a larger piece of a study of two Zulu women walking together. And again, people have spoke about how it conveys stillness, sisterhood, togetherness. And so when you look at it in different angles, it can give you a different illusion. Depends on how and where you're looking at this from, which is the whole idea of how we engage with a piece of work. And the High Priestess. So we start moving into 2023, 24 now, because these were all like 2022, 21, 22. But we start going into 2023, 24, and when I just started to work bigger, I started to take up the energy of the work up another level in terms of scale. And this is from the tarot deck, the High Priestess. I just love the symbology of, she's holding a book, which relates to knowledge. She's also the Torah. And she's got a lotus leaf. So it points towards inner meditation. And the sunflowers, and there are, I think they're pomegranates, but I added sunflowers because that's my favourite flower. And again, she's got the gold. So the gold points to my experience of growing up in a Catholic household, going to a convent. So the religious iconography I saw with the gold halos, I never saw any with women of colour. So that's why it's really heavily featured in my work, because it's, you know, I want to bring that divinity back to the concept of the divine feminine and black women and how we are portrayed. And so here's a collage of the gathering of two Zulu women, and again there's the gold halo. So now we start walking into, this is, I don't know, 2024, 25. And here is another one. Unconditional love, about meditation and stillness. Again, I think this was a study when I was working with oils and paper. Okay. And then we have a Shariah and another image in meditation. And so now the work again becomes bigger. And we've also got Mother of Creation. So you're going into life-size work, and I think this was the first big one. I did that in 2023 after a spiritual experience, and this was the only way I wanted to hang this piece because it's really large. So it's, again, she's in meditation, she's got the symbol of infinity, the two snakes around, and I'm getting breathless because I'm climbing up all these stairs, so you can see all the work as they look down. And then lastly, the body is the universe, and this is the space where you just spend time alone with actually my favourite piece. And again, I think this is 2025, but it wasn't finished. It was finished in 2025, but the painting was kind of done 2023, 24. I'll say 24 actually. So this is where we're stopping here. So for me, this one is around how women's bodies, like the objectification of women's bodies. I'm just going to see if I can turn the camera around. Okay, it's really hot in here. So, I'll take my coat off. So it's about the objectification of women's bodies. And I really wanted to make sure that I captured the planets in the body because to me, a lot of the time, especially when women, especially black women, are being portrayed, is very hypersexualized, and I wanted to take that away from just the art being the hypersexualization. And in oral histories and certain cultures, you know, the term Big Mama relates to the Great Mother, and so that's what I wanted to capture with all these artworks, was about the Great Mother, not so much about the mammy, even though the mammy was had quite a place. It's more about, for me, creating some work, a body of work that really celebrates the black woman without any stereotypical examples of how we, perceptions. And that's why you see a lot of the women are in a meditative state, because they are it's about stillness, it's about presence, it's about not being anything but, and allowing oneself to be in a restful state of meditation and bliss. So that's why you have this actual piece suspended, because it's just a really a nice way to capture the actual feeling, So when we're meditating, sometimes we feel like that we are floating. We're just floating, and we're in a state of being. And who gets to see that? I mean, we get to see it now because of social media. We get to see it now because we take pictures of ourselves meditating, but a lot of the times we're not portrayed with that, and especially in art. So for me, it was really important. I don't know, maybe to purge that, because I tend to meditate a lot. Maybe it was important for me to, it's cold in here. It was important for me to create some work where, like large scale work, because I wanted to capture the feeling that this is my experience of stillness and being present, but also looking within myself, as opposed to I have to be so many different things. And I think every single piece of art, no matter what you do put, has its place. So I don't think it's a bad thing that if the work was very vibrant, I don't think it's a bad thing either, but it's just my experience of life, where during my lifetime things have been really full on, been really challenging, and it's always coming back home to myself has been the part where I felt that I can relax. Oh, somebody's here, so I'm going to go downstairs and go and meet somebody who's come to see the exhibition. So if you have any questions, let me know. We are here till 7, so if you feel you want to drop in, definitely do so. Hello! Okay, I'm going to sign off now. Bye.